Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of SouthGeek News. What episode is this?
I don't think it matters what number it is.
Is this?
After we couldn't figure it out last week's 18th.
This might be 19.
19-ish.
Okay, that's good enough. Anyway, I'm Donovan. That over there is Ben. And we are missing Samuel, who said it's been a week. He could not join us. So maybe next time. And of course, my son Tyler, who was on the last episode, is back on the West Coast. Fortunately, he's in Washington. He's not in Los Angeles. And that's all we'll say about that.
Yeah, I wonder if that's still going to be going on when we get to LA.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
About the middle of next month. If it's still going on, I just need to get to the airport. That's all.
Yeah, that's it.
We'll jump out of a running rental car.
It's like, throw the bags out.
No, we'll stop in Vegas and UPS our shit home, and then show up with no bags.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So we can run fast.
It's unprecedented times, and I'm getting to where I loathe that statement, but
what has LA never seen riots?
I mean,
in some people's lifetimes.
That's true. That's true.
In ours, we've seen a few.
I mean, the last big one was in 1992. It was Rodney King.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, I think then the way I remember it and the things that I've been reading is the governor actually requested that the National Guard come in. The only time before that the president has actually commandeered them and sent them in was during the Civil Rights Movement in the 60s. So, yeah, that's what is that?
Stupid alert thing. I've got to figure out how to get in. How do I use this Mac?
How do you use a Mac?
Yeah, let's do a little tutorial.
Yeah, well, don't worry about it because Mac OS 26 will solve all your problems.
Well, it probably won't run on this poor thing. I just needed to get it in Do Not Disturb.
That's still an Intel, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, that's right. I think they
I bought it at the wrong time.
Yeah, I think there's only one. It's like the last Intel model of MacBook Pro, I think, or something that's actually supporting.
So it's going to become a collector's item.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it'll be a collector's item. You can, maybe sell it for $100 instead of 50. Anyway, talking about that, so WWDC did happen Monday. I did not get to see it live, but honestly, being able to pull it back up on YouTube and just have it over on my second monitor while things are going, I got to say, if you get the opportunity, just go and watch the first few minutes because they're doing an homage to the fact that they've got that F1 movie coming out.
Yeah.
And that's an Apple original going in theaters, et cetera, et cetera. So Federighi, I think I'm saying his name right. The funny thing about him is they always make a big deal about his hair. And so, yeah, you just have to see it because they got him in an F1 Formula One race car, supposedly, going around the top of the Apple circle that the building is. And so then whenever he finally gets out of the car, he takes his helmet and everything off. His hair is like 2 times as tall as it's supposed to be. And then as he's walking, he hits a thing on his watch and the racetrack flips over and all the solar panels flip back on. Yeah, it's kind of funny.
I thought you were going to say he hits a button on his watch and his hair goes to normal height.
That would have been cooler, I think. Yeah,
I don't think their AI game is that fancy.
Not yet. I mean, if Apple Intelligence is any indicator, no. So the biggest thing to me is, number one, they did exactly what all the rumor mill said. They're unifying the versioning of all of the systems.
Yeah.
So they're going to a year version, which, okay, I'm cool with that. That's fine. So everything, it's iOS 26. It's all 26. And of course, the rumor mill also had it where they were updating the look and feel of everything. And so they're going to something called liquid glass, which you and I have already talked about, is so many people have compared this to Windows arrow. See, I think that looks actually pretty cool. Now, the one thing I don't like is one of the themes is everything is just clear.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would you do that? I've seen an example of that for the dock on Mac OS being clear. I've seen it on the phone. And I'm like, and even MKBHD was like, I don't know about this. It makes it really difficult to see some of the things.
Yeah, I've seen some examples on Twitter where that pull-down menu that's got your sliders for the brightness and I forget, it was in dark mode or light mode. It was you could only see the top of the slider. It was just a black half circle basically. So you couldn't see anything else on that widget. So,
yeah.
But I mean, I've not played with it. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have that kind of time, but I did install it just to see. Otherwise, you got to wait till next year. Probably get a new phone to see it.
No, I think
I know they say it will work on 11 and beyond, or
yeah.
it's going to be shit on that older phone in a year.
I mean,
my phone's going to be a little hesitant by then.
I mean, if you have an 11, you probably should be rethinking some things. I mean,
well, my son's got an 11, and he doesn't have the ability to rethink.
That's
getting a
fair.
new phone.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think it's horseshit that they slow things down.
Yeah, I think they actually have been proven that they've done that.
Yeah, I think they've admitted it, or it's been proven.
Yeah,
that's not what we're here to talk about.
it's not conspiracies.
No
tech conspiracies.
Not that.
So the only thing that as far as the phone is concerned, all right, so we got liquid glass. I really didn't see anything else in there that was just like knock my socks off kind of thing.
Apparently liquid glass is all the rage. I've not heard any other features.
Yeah.
Well, there was one, but I can't remember what it is because everybody's shitting on liquid glass.
Yeah, they kind of took a standoffish approach to Apple Intelligence and Siri specifically. But they've also come out and said, look, they did make one statement, and I forget exactly what it was, but they did make one statement that said, in essence, it wasn't quite where we were wanting it to be, but it will be within the year kind of thing. So whatever.
Well, if they made a promise or hinted at, it's going to happen this year.
Yeah.
It better fucking happen this year.
Well, they're claiming too, because some people are saying, last year when you first introduced Apple Intelligence, now this is vaporware. And they're like, no, everything we said that it could do last year, it could do then. It just apparently wasn't up to the standards that they wanted it to be before they released it into the wild.
Until that fucking thing can spell 19, I'm not impressed.
I know, right? The other thing that I really thought was cool was on the iPad. Two things there. They're basically turning the iPad into a MacBook is the way it looks, because they've introduced this thing so that you can, like I'm looking at an iPad right now, and in the new iPad OS 26, there'll be this little thing in the corner that I can grab. I can resize and turn it into a window. And every one of them, I can then turn them into a window. And then it actually is going to have like a Mac OS style bar at the top and the pointer. And instead of it being this little circle, which looks like a very dim light with a box around it that I have on mine right now, it's actually going to be an arrow, just like you would normally have a mouse pointer. The other thing is they're giving you the ability to change the audio input in any app. So if you add a second, let's say you've got a Bluetooth microphone or a Lightning or a USB-C, depending on which iPad you have, you'll be able to select that not only in the system, but by application. And they've added local. I was like, okay, local recording for when you're doing FaceTime calls, because apparently there's a lot of people who use FaceTime to record interviews. And I think it's also going to be I think it's supported in Zoom and other things. I'm not sure. And then there's some things in macOS that I really didn't get because apparently they've made some adjustments to Spotlight being able to do shortcuts and other things, which there's an article that I did read that was talking about the features that they added and how it Sherlocked, because this is a term, I don't know if you've ever heard it or not. Sherlocking is when an application that has become popular on the App Store for either the iPad or the iPhone or Mac OS is introduced as a core feature in one of the next versions.
Like flashlight.
Yeah. And so it basically just usurps whatever that app used to do. And eventually that app has to go out of business.
Right.
And so that is known as Sherlocking. When Apple Sherlocks something, they basically take that feature that was popular in a...
Interesting term. I'd like to read about how that came to be known as Sherlocking.
Yeah. It had something to do... It had something to do with a program called Watson several years ago.
Okay.
And then Apple introduced their version of it in the operating system. And so it just became commonly known as when essentially Apple steals an idea away from a current app, they Sherlocked it. Beyond that, I really didn't see much that there was nothing that just wowed me, you know. They did this thing about the Apple TV and all the shows that are coming back and new shows that are being launched and stuff like that. That was interesting because there's a handful of shows on Apple TV that I like. Their TV streaming service that I like. Foundation, Invasion, The Morning Show, several other ones. So if you're someone who is interested in those shows, okay, cool.
Wait, tell me what WWDC stands for. Worldwide
Developers Conference.
What the fuck does their show lineup have to do with developing for Mac?
Because in the keynote, they show you everything that they're updating, and tvOS is one of the things that they updated. They added profiles now to TV. And so
tvOS is the platform.
Yeah.
The F1 movie's a movie.
Yeah.
The developers need to know.
Maybe they're going to develop for the movies or the TV shows. I don't know. I probably tomorrow will, if the iPad OS 26 is a beta is available for my iPad, I'll probably upgrade it just to play around with it. But like I told you, I depend too heavily on this phone to run beta software on it at all. I might, if there's a beta of macOS Tahoe, which is the actual name of macOS 26 is Tahoe, I might do that on either probably my laptop. Maybe not the Mac Mini, because the Mac Mini is what I use to edit the podcast and limited video and stuff like that. But if they go the way they normally go, iOS 20, all this stuff will probably be available by September, October, the final versions. That's what they normally do.
Yeah.
So you'll have iOS 26 final release probably September of October. And then we'll see how well it actually runs on like a 16, a 15, a 14. Well, I don't have any 14s. So we'll know how to run on the 11 if your son upgrades.
Well, he's going to have to eventually because, they kind of cut you off after a while.
Yeah, they won't give you any more updates and security updates or anything. I don't know how far into that is. Usually I think it's probably about mid-year. It's like if you haven't upgraded by now, the operating system.
And you can just keep going, but eventually you'll find that certain apps you use, you upgrade the app and it goes, we're not going to run on this one, buddy.
Yeah. Well, I told you I had that situation with the whole Microsoft Authenticator, trying to get an email set up for one of the people at one of my clients. And she had a somewhat modern phone. It was either a 14 or a 15, but she just had not updated iOS. Yeah. She was like 2 versions behind. And
typical user.
Yeah. And the authenticator said, sorry. And I was like, you need to update this. I don't know how. Well, I'm not doing it for her. So that's the reason.
You could just build that hourly and sit there and watch it.
Yeah. So I just wound up doing it on mine just so we could get the email account. She's not there anymore, so it doesn't matter. That account's now deleted.
Yeah. I've had to set up a 365 account, and I'll put the multi-factor authentication in Hoodoo.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just use that instead of using my phone or any of that. So I can get past that and get it connected get Office installed or whatever I need to do just to be able to.
Voodoo has an authenticator? It'll do the authenticator?
Yeah.
Okay.
You go Microsoft Authenticator and then you go, I want to use a different authenticator.
Mm-hmm.
And then you take that code, put it in the credentials in Voodoo, and then spits out the code and you've got that set up.
Yeah, I try not to use the Microsoft Authenticator if I can get away with it. I always use Authy, which we talked about that, but
yeah, Authy doesn't do push, so
no, but it's the traditional way of doing it.
Yeah. I use that for most things, but all of my 365 tenants, my admin accounts, use the Microsoft Authenticator because it's easy. I don't have to go look for it.
Yeah, I do run into that problem because there's
mine looks about like that.
And the thing is I've got when it's Microsoft, it's like, okay,
which Microsoft?
So I see the Microsoft logo. Which one is this? Oh, and then I have to read. And it's like, oh, that's my personal, that's my company. That's the copier for somebody. Oh, here's one that is no longer even active anymore. Yeah. So I understand where you're coming from. I do. It is kind of cool that it just pushes it and you're like, oh, and the thing is like with the weird thing is like with the Microsoft Authenticator, most of the time it's only like a 2-digit code.
Well, it's reverse. It'll show you the code on the screen.
Oh, that's right.
You have to type that in the phone.
Yeah.
Just to make sure.
Yeah.
That.
Whereas Authy is a 6-digit code. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Authenticator still gives you a 6-digit code if you're prompted to type in the code.
Yeah.
But if you get a push notification, it'll show you the 2-digit number on where you're trying to log in. You'll have to put that into the Authenticator rather than type in that 6-digit code.
Yeah, because even Apple does it sort of the way Authy does it, except like if I go to log into iCloud, it'll pop up on like every damn Apple device I have, and it'll say, hey, somebody, and it'll show me a map.
Yeah.
And it says somebody, and I'm like, yeah, go ahead. So it'll give me the code on the phone that I then have to type in on the computer. So that's still very similar to the way it is in Authy.
Yeah.
So, but I get what you're saying. I don't use it. I don't use Microsoft Authenticator that often. So whenever I do, it's just like, oh yeah, I just follow the instructions.
I added a second authentication in all of my 365 tenants, Hoodoo. So I wanted to show you that. So if you're covering for me, you need to get into one of those, you'll have the multi-factor authentication ability to do it.
I guess that would be helpful.
Yeah. In case I've fallen out of an airplane and you can't reach me.
Yeah.
Or I'm
in the middle
booking it across LAX.
I was going to say you're in the middle of a
and
riot.
UPS has my phone on my own.
Oh, let's hope not. Let's hope not.
I haven't seen my phone since Amarillo.
That pretty much wraps it up as far as I could tell on WWDC. It was.
Is it over?
No,
they're still in the middle of it.
They're still in the middle of it. But what I mean, I'm not a developer, so I don't give a shit about any of the other stuff. I'm always interested in their hour and a half to almost 2 hours. Sometimes, all of the stuff that they're introducing and all the new cool features and stuff. And this time I used to sit and watch this with almost like giddiness, because it was like, oh yeah, what are they going to introduce next? What cool shit are we going to be able to do with these devices? And
you
now
turn it on now, we made this movie. And there's new seasons of these shows coming out. God damn it. I could have seen this on a commercial break on a Sunday night.
Or we put a fresh coat of paint on the old iOS. And now you don't have to worry about if you're using iOS 18 or 19 or this over here, Vision Pro 3. It's all 26. Okay, whatever. I don't care, I'm fine with the way the damn interface looks now on the iPhone.
It's the same turd.
Yeah.
It's just polished.
They just polished it. So, all right. Well, moving on, let's talk about some more turds that are getting polished. You don't have anything else you want to contribute about WWDC?
No, I was just going to pick on Charles Barkley in this next episode, this next article here. My wife is from North Carolina.
Oh.
And every March Madness.
Yeah.
He's one of the hosts of games. He's always on the talk shows.
Mm-hmm.
He does not say North Carolina.
What's he say?
North Carolina.
No.
It just runs through that because I guess he has to say it so many times because North Carolina has such a presence in March Madness and basketball and whatnot.
Yeah.
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
And I bet he says South Carolina. Nothing against him. It's just we find it funny.
Instead of saying North Carolina.
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
I think it's because he has to say it so many times.
Yeah. That's probably true. Well, as far as North Carolina is concerned, Amazon is, they've got a $10 billion investment in North Carolina, which will create 500 jobs in Richmond County. Where the hell is Richmond County?
Apparently somewhere it's very expensive to create 500 jobs.
For $10 billion.
I think $10 billion, I could create more than 500 jobs.
I think so. Right here in good old Tifton, Georgia, I'm sure.
Where is Tifton, Georgia?
Is it Tifton or Tiffin?
I would imagine Richmond County is somewhere in the Raleigh, Apex, Cary area.
That's probably true.
Close to, Research Triangle Park and whatnot.
I guess if I really, really wanted to know, I could probably look it up. Why?
I don't think we've got
I don't
maps.
have no maps, no brain cells, nothing.
I can call my uncle. He knows maybe some stuff.
Does he? So their $10 billion investment is to build a data center and AI campus in Richmond County, North Carolina. The project is expected to create at least 500 high-skilled jobs in roles such as engineering, network security, and other technical positions, while supporting thousands more through construction and supply chain providers. The campus will be located in rural Richmond County, which has a population of about 42,000. As a comparison, Tiff County has about 42,000 and previously lost many textile and manufacturing jobs. Amazon will provide support for universities, community colleges, and workforce training programs to help develop talent in data center and broadband expansion fields. As part of the deal, Richmond County commissioners approved an incentive package that could provide Amazon with annual cash grants for 20 years tied to job creation and investment targets. The project will also bring upgrades to local water systems, wastewater infrastructure, and fiber optic networks at no cost to county taxpayers. This represents one of the largest investments in North Carolina's history, according to Governor Josh Stein. The facilities will house servers, storage drives, and networking equipment and other technology to support cloud computing and artificial intelligence infrastructure. Amazon has already invested $12 billion in North Carolina since 2010 and currently supports 24,000 full and part-time jobs in the state. Woohoo. You know what?
Wait. Amazon employs 24,000 people in the state of North Carolina?
Full-time and part-time positions.
How many of those are drivers?
Drivers, or do they have a warehouse there?
Yeah.
Of course they've got to have a warehouse there. Yeah. I mean, is it great? Sure. Now I'm concerned about, or not concerned, but curious about the power requirements. What are they going to have to do for the power grid there? Next thing you know, they're going to be building a nuclear reactor. I mean, I don't know. The one thing I can say is this: if this being a rural area, they don't already have fiber, maybe this will be a good thing for the county because they'll wind up getting fiber infrastructure, which means if they already don't have like fiber to the home, GPON or whatever, maybe they'll get it. I don't know. It would be great. You figured out where Richmond County is yet?
Yeah, it looks like it's on the border with South Carolina. I'm having some zooming issues with my trackpad, so I'm running into.
Are you still in need of that tutorial on how to use macOS?
No, it's quite intuitive. I finally found the Do Not Disturb button.
Oh, it's so intuitive. He had to go on a hunt to find the Do Not Disturb button.
Yeah, I thought it was county. I mean, it's right on the border, South Central North Carolina. There's a tiny airport there.
Oh,
but yeah, it looks to be quite rural. Just looking at the map,
probably about like this area around here.
Yeah,
it's kind of what I.
There's
expect.
no interstate. Well, there's like Interstate 74, but that's kind of a tiny interstate. And those signs look like it's a state highway.
So that's not an interstate.
Well, it's 74 at Laurenburg, but west of there, it's Highway 74.
Aren't all the interstates odd numbers?
North-south, odd numbers.
Yeah. East-west are even numbers. That's right. I smart cookie.
You were this many days old.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah, it's quite far from. It's closer to Fayetteville than Raleigh. Right?
Only time I've ever been to North Carolina is I've landed in Charlotte, the airport, not the person.
Right.
I landed in Charlotte just to get on another flight to go up to Virginia because I was doing ComDial training on their. They had introduced a year or two before. They had this thing called the digital PBX.
Ooh.
And we had been putting in their ComDial analog, and then we started putting in their ComDial digital, but then they actually had a digital PBX. And so I went and got a week's worth of training on that damn thing, and we never, ever put one in anywhere. Never bought one, never had a client that needed one. And this is back when I was working for Colony Telephone, which owned the Radio Shack franchise in Fitzgerald. It was a fun-ish trip. I mean, it was one of the few times I'd actually been out of the state on my own. I had to be like 20, 24, maybe 24, 25, somewhere in there. And to keep the flights affordable, class was over like midway on Friday. I couldn't fly back until Sunday. So I had to stay in the damn hotel. So
it was cheaper to pay for those hotel days?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I had no conveyance, necessarily to get around.
You didn't have an iPhone to play games on or nothing?
Nothing. In the mid-90s, man. I didn't even have a cell phone on me. And
no Game Boy?
No, nothing. And so I remember just laying there all day Saturday. I ordered Domino's, had it delivered. That's what I ate.
Why not?
And then I just watched cable TV, not even porn, just cable TV until the next morning when I took the shuttle bus back to the airport, got on the little puddle jumper back to Charlotte, got on the big plane and flew back down to, I can't remember if I flew into Atlanta or we were using Jacksonville at the time because the owner of the company preferred to fly out of Jacksonville. Which I don't blame him because it was a much nicer airport because it was smaller, not as chaotic as Atlanta.
Right. We're flying out of Valdosta.
Yeah. So you take it like from Valdosta up to Atlanta and then,
It's the parking alone.
Oh, yeah.
Makes it worth flying out of Valdosta for the extra $100.
Yeah. If you can find a spot in Valdosta to park. I mean, people are literally parking on the grass down there.
Really?
Yes.
Last time I flew out of there, I just parked at the terminal in a space.
Yeah.
But maybe it's more crowded these days. Because nobody wants to go to Atlanta to fly.
Well, they also changed too where I forget how long you could leave your vehicle, but now they've adjusted it so you can't leave them there longer than 30 days, I think, which is not a problem for you. But
my parents have houses in Valdosta, so I could just...
Yeah. But when we went down there to pick Tyler up 2 Saturdays ago, we pulled in. Now this was around 9:30 at night. And I was like, damn, there are vehicles literally parked on the grass around the parking lot. But there I was actually able to find a parking spot on like the main one right in front, not the ancillary ones on the side.
Yeah.
I was able to find a parking spot right there on the first row. When we went there, this past Monday, still had people parking on the grass, but it's not like there weren't any parking spots, but I had to get on the last row in that main parking section.
Maybe the grass is long-term parking.
I guess so. I mean, they are getting $3.2 or $3.4 million to expand that airport, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll expand the damn parking too.
I mean, it's been several years since I flew out of there, but security was a dream. There's like 3 TSA agents at a folding table, and you just go.
Yeah.
a personal touch.
Yeah. I mean, having seen it 4 times in the last 2 years easily, or 5 times actually, it helps to have pre-check, and which is what Tyler has. So he gets right to the head of the line. He doesn't have to do any of that bullshit, take his shoes off, belts, and which I don't think he even wears a belt, but he doesn't have to worry about taking the shoes off. One time he got flagged for some reason and he got pulled aside. And I think that it was last year when he was headed back. No, it was the beginning of this year when he was headed back. And they swabbed him for bomb residue or something.
Yeah, they did a swab on my bag or something in Valdosta when I left there. And and the guy's like, "You'll be happy to know you were clear." I was like,
"Yeah, thank you.
I'm going to be happy right now because I'm not on the ground." I mean, that's how you know you're clear, is because you're not in a chokehold or something.
Yeah, exactly. He did tell me that they now have the what did he tell me? They have the body scanners there now.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah. So they've got those. Because when he got past there, he texted us in the family chat, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, they got the body scanners now," which they didn't have prior.
No, so, I think there was
they had their standard metal detector that he said, he holds his arms up and walks through. He said, people look at you funny. He said, but there's a reason for doing it. It has to do with, the thing is less likely to do like a false alarm or something if you hold your hands
keep things
up.
Separated. Yeah.
Yeah. And, but now I guess I got the body scanner. So, which is kind of cool.
I guess like watch right next to your keys in your pocket or something.
Yeah.
Would create something that might look bigger than those two things.
So, well, that'll be cool. I mean, that's his route all the time. Is usually it's Seattle to ATL, ATL to VLD. Then it's VLD to ATL, ATL to SEA. Except for the times where the layover in Atlanta is so long, he'll just rent a damn car and drive it down to Tifton. But because this last time was around holiday and he has to use Enterprise, and the Enterprise here was not going to be open until Tuesday, it was going to cost him like another $700, I think is what he told us, to hang on to the car. So he was like, that's the reason why he had to fly in so late into Valdosta. Because normally he doesn't, being nice to me, because I don't see that, my night vision is shit. And so he was like, but I didn't have a choice. I said, don't worry about it. We'll get there in one piece and back. So,
yeah.
But normally he likes to fly in during the day. He likes to fly out during the day, but not like, because there's only three flights in and out of Valdosta.
Yeah. There used to be 2, I think. But
yeah. They've added a third
now.
one. Yeah. It's usually early in the morning, midday, and then late afternoon, which I guess that's the reason why they had to add that third one, because, well, there are vehicles on the grass.
You think Delta gives a shit?
Probably not.
No.
They did up there. They did upgrade the plane last year, so it's a bigger plane now.
I mean, it's always been a Canadair regional jet. This might be a bigger one.
It's a bigger one. I think it'll hold up to I think he told me total passenger is like 75 or 80, something like that. But it's a nicer plane. He did tell me, I remember when they upgraded the plane was, because the plane was bigger, the jet bridge wouldn't connect to it. So they had to upgrade the jet bridge to be able to connect to it, which it doesn't work now.
Yeah.
But all right, moving on. Ukraine's massive drone attack was powered by open source software. So if you've been paying attention to any of the news in the last 2 weeks, Ukraine pulled something off that I thought just tickled the crap out of me. The fact that they spent 18 months planning this, and they snuck those drones in on the top of trucks and got them positioned.
Israeli level shenanigans.
Yeah, definitely.
Somebody, and it was months of planning.
Yeah, 18 months. So they conducted a massive drone attack against Russian military targets using Ardu Pilot, ARDU Pilot, which is an open source drone control software originally created for hobbyists. On a Sunday afternoon, Ukraine's Operation Spiderweb struck multiple Russian air base hundreds of miles inside Russia, destroying approximately 1/3 of Russia's strategic long-range bombers. And the operation, which took 18 months of preparation, utilized 117 drones operated by multiple pilots across 3 different time zones. The drones were secretly positioned inside sheds and trucks with false compartments throughout Russia before the coordinated attack. And what makes this attack particularly notable is the use of Ardu pilot. I guess I'm saying that right.
I would pronounce it along like Arduino, so Ardu pilot.
Ardu
pilot.
Ardu
pilot. I don't know.
Anyway, it's a free open source software created in 2007 by Chris Anderson, Jordi Munoz, and Jason Short for civilian drone enthusiasts. Its capabilities include GPS navigation, drone stabilization, and autonomous flight features, which proved crucial for this military operation. The software's ability to handle high latency connections while maintaining basic flight functions made it ideal for operating drones deep inside Russian territory. This successful attack highlights how relatively inexpensive consumer-grade drones running free software can effectively destroy military equipment worth millions of dollars. They also talk about how this is a significant shift in modern warfare, where innovation combined with cost-effectiveness proves more valuable than expensive military hardware. The attack's success was attributed not just to the technology, but also to basic security oversight, such as Russia's practice of leaving expensive bombers parked in the open rather than in protective hangars. The original creators of Ardu Pilot expressed surprise at their software being used in this manner, with the current development team maintaining a neutral stance on its military applications while focusing on their mission of providing reliable vehicle control tools. I was curious what they probably thought about this.
I don't know. I'd be like, oh shit, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm
not going to say that on, anywhere public, but that's pretty cool.
I mean, my thoughts on the whole Ukraine thing, if I would be like, hell yeah, this is what we made the software for. No, but I would be like, that's cool. I'm glad you could utilize it this way.
Yeah. But we're not going to fight you over that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Godspeed.
It did bring up though. It made I saw articles that it made even our military commanders go, wait a minute.
What? How did they not think of that before? I can't afford to buy drones and just
destroy them. Yeah, me either.
But
it's the simplicity of what they did that I think is turning heads, because it's like, we've got all this fancy technology.
All you got to do is strap some C4 to a drone,
to a couple of $100 drone or whatever, and use some open source software to do the control and coordination.
Hell,
yeah,
hack that shit.
Yeah, because I saw pictures of the bombers and what have you. Apparently, I didn't know this was a thing, but apparently they would put tires on the wings of the planes, and that was supposed to like throw off radar or guidance systems or something, but it didn't throw off anything when it came to these drones. So I laughed when I saw that. It was like, it did like $7 billion or $8 billion worth of damage and took out, a third of those planes sitting there. And I'm like, serves you damn right.
All right. So I'm not intending to offend anyone here, but it's just an observation.
Mm-hmm.
If there is an afterlife, Japanese kamikaze pilots are fucking livid right now. They are quite upset. It's like, you mean we could have just done that? I flew my plane with myself in it into another plane,
or a ship,
and that they use 117 toys to destroy billions of dollars. The fuck! I spent my entire life for one plane, killing one thing. Yeah.
Okay, that is kind of funny. And as he said, no offense to anybody.
No offense. I mean,
it's kind of funny.
Kamikaze pilots were a different breed.
Yeah. And I mean, that's not too soon, so. All right. Builder.ai. I just shook my head when I saw this one. Use 700 engineers in India for coding work. It marketed as AI powered after hype now goes bust. This is from India Today.
And it's from India Today because that's the only one that that my little program would get a summary of.
It wouldn't do any of the
other articles were like, I can't read it.
Yeah. Which we still haven't figured out why it can't read it, right?
I think probably has to do with paywall or the user agent that it's presenting when it goes to scrape the page.
All right. Well, I mean, as long as we get the info. So this is a fascinating story about Builder.ai, which was a London-based startup that marketed itself as an AI-powered software development platform, but has recently filed for bankruptcy, founded in 2016 by, that's a name, Sachin Dev Dougal.
Sure.
Okay, we'll go with that. The company claimed to use artificial intelligence to build web and mobile applications quickly and cost-effectively. At its peak, Builder.ai achieved a valuation of $1.5 billion and attracted investments from major companies, including Microsoft. The company's downfall came with the revelation that instead of using the AI technology it advertised, Builder.ai was actually employing approximately 700 human engineers in India to write code manually. The company had created significant hype around its virtual assistant, Natasha, and claimed to make app building accessible to anyone through AI technology. However, according to Ebern Finance founder Bernhard
Engelbrecht.
Yeah, okay, let's go with that. Everything was like real artificial intelligence, except that none of it was. The situation deteriorated when investor Viola Credit, that is Viola, yeah, okay.
Maybe it's Viola.
Viola Credit seized part of its $50 million investment and regulatory restrictions in India froze additional funding. Further complications arose from allegations that Builder.ai engaged in round tripping of funds with an Indian social media startup to inflate sales figures, presumably to attract more investors. This case serves as a cautionary tale in the current AI boom, demonstrating how hype and misleading practices can temporarily attract investment, but ultimately lead to failure when the underlying technology doesn't match the marketing claims. Companies' collapse highlights the importance of genuine technological innovation over smoke and mirror tactics in the startup world. First thing that comes to mind is Theranos.
Yeah. The whole round tripping thing, that's basically it's two companies giving each other fake invoices to pump up their revenue numbers. And if you've got more and more revenue every month, you look more attractive to investors. And I don't think I could sleep at night.
But there's no real money changing hands there.
But it's all on paper.
It's just all on paper.
But Microsoft gives you real money because your books look good.
I distinctly remember an individual who, through either his own actions or through his directive, fudged numbers to make sure that he could get good rates on loans. And then whenever it came time to actually pay the taxes on it, devalued said buildings and what have you. Let's see, who was that? I think he was
he recently elected president?
I think he was recently elected president, yes, and was found guilty on 34 felony counts. Yes. Okay. All right. I was thinking that I hadn't fallen asleep and had a dream about it. It was actually real.
Builder.ai's site, it looks like it's still running. That's the confusing part.
Did they actually switch over to AI maybe?
I think your vision, your software, we just build it. No technology needed. AI means we can build more cost effectively. And that's so basically you tell them your idea and they vibe code it.
But I thought they filed for bankruptcy.
And your own dedicated expert is with you at every step. I don't know. Maybe this is just the last stretch.
Last hurrah.
Yeah. I'm not interested at all. But it was just funny to find out this AI company is really just
people.
700 humans. But there's not much more about that story. I figured something this significant would have more
coverage,
news to it.
Yeah.
It could have just been blown up. It might have been this all along. And somebody just positioned their story to say this AI company is really just 700 engineers.
Well, it's funny because over the last several years before AI and Chat GPT and all of this became really, really popular, grumpy old geeks would always talk about when people would reference AI, okay, it'd be like, well, this is not AI. It's actually machine learning.
Right.
And then it was like, well, the AI is actually people. That's what they'd always joke about is like, there's no real AI. It's all people. And they would joke about the fact that when it's like, yeah, we do stuff with AI and machine learning and all that. And it's like, no, you got 1,000 engineers sitting in India doing this stuff for you. It's
AI equals Soylent Green.
Yeah, exactly. It is people.
Now, speaking of Soylent Green, why would any company come out with a health conscious meal replacement drink and call it Soylent? At least, well, they have chocolate. I don't think any of it's green, but
I know my son Devin got into that stuff big. I don't know if I think he still might have some of it. I don't know.
I mean, I tried. I bought a bottle of it at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Tried it, and that was about it.
Yeah.
Or maybe 2, because I think it had banana, and I can't really resist banana flavored anything.
Yeah.
Is that Thunder?
That was Thunder.
Great.
Yep. That was Thunder. It was not Thundercats, but it was Thunder.
But it wasn't somebody's old race car in their shed somewhere.
I don't think so. Not around here, but you never know. I know I do not have one in my shed. I don't have a shed.
You're in your shed right now.
I am in my shed right now. That's right. Okay. I hope this one is true. Microsoft promises it is ending USB-C port confusion with updated Windows 11 certified program, because I have run into this so many times.
Is it ending USB-C port confusion on Windows machines or everywhere?
Well, I'm going to say probably just Windows machines, considering it's an updated Windows 11 certification program.
So I'm still going to remain confused about the 2 ports on this MacBook.
Well, probably because that is an Intel. You know, I'm not confused about the USB-C ports that I have on my Mac Mini from 2022. I know what they are.
Twist the knife, Don.
I mean,
just twist the knife.
I know. Oh, hey, you know, you can get a Mac Mini M4. I'm still seriously considering it.
With whose money?
Yours.
Shit. Should I mention?
You're going on a trip?
Yeah. This is a silly thing I said out loud, and now I feel like I'm forced to do it.
Yeah, you know, it does happen. That's the reason why I don't say these things. But see, I also have a Apple credit card. I just, break it out in payments, interest free. And we watched, Tyler and I actually watched an iFixit video. The smart thing to do if you're going to do a Mac Mini M4 is to buy it with, you can't do the memory. So you're going to have to pay the Apple tax to get the memory you want. But the storage, just buy the 256 gig storage. Then you can buy a 1 terabyte replacement storage, NVMe, SSD, whatever it is, because you can get into it without tearing it apart. And the actual storage is removable. So you pop it out, put a new one in. You do have to have another Mac to be able to connect the two up and then actually load the operating, do the operating system on it that way. But you can get a 1 terabyte for I think it's like $100, $125 or something. I forget. Or you can spend $500 more for Apple's version of it. So
that's worse than the Synology markup.
I know, right? It's nuts. All right. So Microsoft has announced significant changes to its Windows hardware compatibility program, also known as WHCP, aimed at eliminating confusion around USB-C port functionality. According to a blog post by senior product manager Ugin S., all USB-C ports on new Windows 11 laptops and tablets will be required to support 3 core functions: data transfer, charging, and display capabilities, which they should always have been able to do that.
Why not? Why don't they?
I know, because I had a situation a few weeks ago where I had a laptop. They wanted to add a second screen to it, and actually they wanted. I think I told you about this. They did not want to use the laptop screen. Okay. They wanted to keep it closed. All right. So it does have HDMI. So the HDMI port was connected to a monitor. They wanted a second monitor without using the screen. Well, it had a USB-C port on it. But then when I looked the specs up, it was like, this is power and data transfer only, no video. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
So
it would be helpful.
And then we tried a standard USB 3.0 to video adapter. And those things are hit and miss.
Garbage.
Yeah, they're garbage. No matter which ones I get, they're garbage. Anyway, this new certification program mandates that every USB-C port must provide consistent functionality, though performance levels may still vary between USB 3X and USB 4 ports. For systems with USB, what is that supposed?
40 gig.
Yeah, USB 40 gigabit per second ports. Full compatibility with both USB 4 and Thunderbolt 3 peripherals will be required. The program also requires USB-IF certified silicon and Microsoft's built-in USB controller drivers to ensure security and feature updates can be delivered through Windows Update, which I think that's good because I don't like that. This always reminds me of being very picky about when you get a Wi-Fi USB adapter. You want to get one you don't have to go find a damn driver for.
Yeah. Everything should be plug and play.
Yeah. Because if I'm in a situation where I need this thing to be able to get online, I can't get online.
Or maybe download a driver if I can't download a driver.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. The standardization effort aims to eliminate common user frustrations. Oh, yeah. Such as having to guess exactly which ports support specific functions or being limited to charging on only one side of a laptop. The changes are being implemented with Windows 11 version 24H2 and the hardware lab kit. Will continue to update with each Windows release to provide ongoing improvement and fixes. While this represents a significant step toward port standardization, it's worth noting that actual data speeds, charging capabilities, and display support will still vary depending on the specific USB implementation, whether that's 3.x versus USB 4. The program appears focused on ensuring basic functionality across all ports rather than mandating top-tier performance standards across the board. I want both of them. I want it standardized and I want it top tier.
I'm thinking that it's not that way now, probably because the chipset required to be on there to support all three of those functions. And just a guess, licensing. Like, what is the USB consortium charging for each port on a laptop or anywhere?
I don't know.
And are they charging for the more for the ports that support all three functions?
You know, I think everything should just, there should not be any licensing fees when it comes to those ports. It's like the difference between HDMI and DisplayPort. You know, DisplayPort has no licensing fees. It's free.
Why is everybody still fucking using HDMI?
I don't get it. I don't get it. Just put DisplayPort on everything.
Every Lenovo desktop I've put in service in the last 2 or 3 years has had 2 DisplayPort and sometimes one HDMI. Yeah. And I appreciate that.
Yeah. That Dell right there, it's an older model. I think it's a 6th or 7th gen Intel. I believe it's got 2 DisplayPorts because they're usually lined up, 2 DisplayPorts, and then over to the side is an HDMI.
Yeah.
And I'm like, great.
Bad boy in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even then, it's a shot in the dark whether you can use all 3 or if you can just use the 2.
You just try it and find out.
Yeah, you just have to try and find out.
I never go looking for the documentation. I just go, we'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've found out the same way in that manner that DisplayPort passes audio just as well. I didn't know until I tried it.
Yeah. And even still, there's one more thing about DisplayPort that I ran into, and I think I may have told you about this at some point. So we buy these little mini PCs. So for this one particular client, I needed to make sure that they were Intel based, not for the processor, but I needed to make sure that the USB controller chipset was. Yeah. Well, this one came with one HDMI, one DisplayPort. Now, my previous units, I'd been buying the Ryzen ones. They came with one DisplayPort, one HDMI. And on them, use the HDMI, and I would use a DisplayPort to HDMI adapter. No problem. Just inexpensive $7 or $8 adapter, or it might be $14. I forget, but it's not expensive. So we get this Intel box, and I'm thinking, okay, same deal. HDMI worked. Got the standard display port to HDMI adapter. Wouldn't work. Could not fit. I was like, nothing I did wouldn't work. So then I started looking it up. Come to find out, I don't know what the difference is as far as the chip that's used, but this Intel box required an active display port to HDMI adapter, where the ones I'd been buying were passive. So the display port that was on the Ryzen B-Link mini PCs worked with the passive, but the B-Link Intels required an active one, which meant instead of $14, you were spending $35.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? But why? What is this communism? I mean,
I'm sure it has to do with the quality.
I mean, but there's no licensing again.
Yeah, right.
So why? What's the difference in the architecture? And okay, also, I don't know if it's the difference between DisplayPort 2.0 or 2.1. I don't know the differences. I don't
check that shit.
I don't
just
either.
plug it in and it works or it doesn't.
Yeah, that's my thing too.
And so far, I'm batting 1,000.
Yeah, that's the only time that I've run into it. So now, just as a cautionary tale, if I wind up having to get an Intel and it's got DisplayPort on it, I'll get the active. But here lately, those units that we had been buying, we'd buy the same SKU, if you will.
Right.
It's not the same unit. It came with 2 HDMIs instead. So I was like, okay, well, that solved that problem.
This production run is a little different.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this is a step in the right direction. I would like some standardization, because having to look it up and go, trying to find the spec sheet for a laptop that might have been purchased 3 years ago, and it could have been a top tier laptop that actually did support, video on the USB-C. And that is one thing I can say about these little B-Links. The USB-C port on the front of those supports video, because I've got one of the Ryzen units driving 3 monitors at a client. One off the HDMI, one off of a DisplayPort to HDMI adapter, and then I had to go find a USB-C to HDMI video adapter. And it just, no driver or nothing, just plugged it in, bam, it just fucking worked.
Yeah, it's all fun and games till somebody gets an Acer from Walmart and they connect a monitor to the USB-C and it runs an 800 by 600.
Yeah. Yeah, and they can't figure out why.
And so they have to waste 15 of your minutes
Exactly.
talking about why.
Exactly.
Until the point that you hang up the phone.
Hey, since you like Grok so much, you want to take the last article?
I'll read it. I give a shit about Grok. But it's funny that Grok pretends to be this unchained whatever release.
Mm-hmm.
Still got the same safety bullshit that
the
others do.
It hates Elon.
I don't talk to it enough.
Everything. I've heard it over several months. Is like, it's so funny because it's his baby, but yet it doesn't like him.
He's not likable.
That's fair.
That's not why he's here.
That's true.
Why is Elon Musk here, Donovan?
I don't know. To make money.
Money's just a tool. Why is he here?
To get to Mars.
That's it. Not to be liked.
Yeah. He just wants to get to Mars.
To make kids. Go to Mars.
To make kids so that he can take his entire entourage. He's got to have the children so he can start populating Mars when he gets there.
Yeah. And they've got to be his so nobody can tell him he can't.
Exactly. Which that leads to all kinds of weird problems, but okay.
Well, I'm sure there's a country they can immigrate to where that won't really matter. That they won't go, yeah.
The aristocracy and royalty hundreds of years ago figured out that, trying to keep the bloodline pure, you don't do it by interbreeding. It doesn't work.
No.
So, yeah. He's anyway.
Where were we going with that?
I don't know.
All right. So XAI is to pay Telegram $300 million. That's not much money.
No, not really. Not in the grand scheme of things.
Under the couch cushion.
Yeah.
To integrate Grok into the chat app. And this is from TechCrunch.
I've never used Telegram.
I've not either. And and a significant partnership announced. Significant. 300 million is not significant in these types of partnerships. Elon Musk's AI company, XAI, has agreed to pay Telegram $300 million in cash and equity. So how much cash, really?
That does make you wonder.
It's so like a $20 bill and the rest is equity in XAI?
Yeah, probably. Here's a $5.
Or like, I'll get the tip at dinner. That's like a $5.
Yeah, the rest of it is equity.
To integrate its chatbot Grok into the popular messaging platform. The deal, announced by Telegram CEO Pavel Durov,
who's Russian, by the way.
Why does that matter?
You don't remember?
Is he out of jail?
Yeah, I was going to say, you remember the story?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's out of jail or not.
I figured he was.
I mean, if he's doing this deal, but then again, he could also be doing it in jail.
So the deal will allow for Grok's distribution and integration across Telegram's app platform for a 1-year period.
Just 1 year.
It was only $300 million.
Well, it's probably like you say, it's $5 in equity.
But the agreement includes a revenue sharing component where Telegram will receive 50% of the revenue generated from XAI subscriptions purchased through the app. So if you're on Telegram and you purchase a Grok subscription through Telegram, Telegram gets half the money.
Okay.
That's how I understand it.
I'm sure that makes sense in somebody's world.
I'm not managing any of this shit. I would hate to be an accountant anywhere near this. While Grok was previously available only to Telegram's premium users, this new arrangement suggests the chatbot may become accessible to all users. Now, what value is this going to bring to Telegram?
I'm not sure.
According to a demonstration video shared by Durov on X, Grok will offer several functional features within Telegram, including pinnable access above chat windows, integration with the search bar for direct questioning, writing assistance capabilities, chat, link, and document summarization, sticker creation.
What is it with people?
Apple Intelligence?
What is it with people in these damn stickers?
Sticker creation, business inquiry support, moderation assistance. You know what else offers that within a platform?
I mean,
Microsoft Copilot.
True.
And I don't can use that either.
Yeah.
I have it, paid for it, but it's just in the way. I start a brand new Word document and it's just up at the top of the document, offering to do shit with a blank document.
It's Clippy 2.0.
I don't get it. So this integration follows a similar trend seen with Meta's AI implementation across its platforms like Instagram and WhatsApp, indicating a growing movement toward AI integration in mainstream messaging applications. I don't see that being useful. Messaging is for people talking to other people, not inquiring about a business strategy in a fucking chat app. What are we doing?
I mean, that'd be like if, and I would just have to quit, I think, but that'd be like if Signal decided to integrate
stickers.
Well, stickers. But for some reason, they decided that they needed to work out an agreement with, I don't know, Anthropic and Claude or ChatGPT was in there.
Oh, we're going to lose subscribers if we don't do this.
Yeah, except Signal doesn't have a paid platform that I'm aware of. It's free.
Isn't Telegram similar to or in the same space as Signal?
I
thought it was private messaging.
Well, the confusion that I got is, so when all that whole the whole Signal Gate thing happened, that was a specialized Israeli fork of Signal that was something, but I don't think it was Telegram, because Telegram itself is the Russian dude's thing. So, but yeah, I think it's some kind of private messaging thing, just like Signal. I think they do end-to-end encryption. Maybe. I don't know.
Why would they integrate AI?
I don't understand that.
Because wouldn't AI have to get context from those messages?
Yeah. So to me, that's a security issue. Yeah. So
that's more thunder.
That is more thunder. Well, the forecast did say it was just going to be really humid today and rain tonight. So
it's probably like air-to-air lightning. Because, I mean, the heat, they call it heat lightning.
Heat lightning, yeah.
Welcome to the science section of the podcast.
Well, that's because they're defunding everything at NOAA. So, everybody's
Democrats are doing that shit up there.
Everybody's got to contribute now.
I can find Fuck, I'm sorry. I can find a representative from Georgia who will tell you that the Democrats are doing this shit.
That's
Yeah.
this area. Yeah. And see, that's the region.
Ooh, it's crapping on Texas right now. Or
Oh,
Louisiana.
Yeah. Tyler made some adjustments to this. He got tired of the way it was loading, so it actually loads. It goes ahead and loads one frame, and then it loads everything else in the background. So it's a little faster. I'm still running that stream.
Yeah.
It's running off that little box right there on the wall. Weather.tiftontalks.com. And it's playing and I capture nature sounds in the morning time sometimes, or like when it starts raining, I'll run out and just start recording that. And that's running off of a Juracast stream that's piped into OBS, and that's what's playing. Because I was like, well, I can't play music.
Yeah.
And I don't want to play podcast behind it. So I was like, hey, some delight. And whenever I let Tyler test it for me, he was like, I like the nature sounds. I said, well, that's kind of what I was going for.
DRM free.
Yeah. So anyway, well, that's going to wrap it up. This is a shorter show. Of course, we're minus two people now. Well, normally, I mean, Sam's been here for, consistently for a handful of episodes. He might be back next time. I don't know. But that is my goal. I want to try to keep these things to no more than 90 minutes if possible.
Yeah, that's probably keep people from checking out before the end. Yeah,
because I noticed our last one, our download numbers are terrible. I mean, it's not like we were getting hundreds of, or even tens of downloads off of these things yet. But it's a bit much to sit there for a 3-hour listen. So
was that last one 3 hours?
Right at it.
That's because Tyler.
Yeah.
I'm blaming that one on Tyler.
I mean, he had a lot to contribute.
Do that because he'll probably never hear this.
Yeah.
He likes to talk, but he won't listen to the show.
He won't listen to the podcast. Don't you ever listen? No. All right. Well, we appreciate your time listening to us just chit chat about tech and the things that we deal with and stories that we think you might find interesting. And sometimes we find them interesting and sometimes we don't. There were one or two here that I really didn't care about, but it was content.
Yeah. Well, XAI and Telegram.
I don't use Telegram. I don't use Grok.
I just can't.
Yeah. I actually went on Twitter last week for a little bit, or week before, and I felt dirty afterwards.
Did you have to take a shower?
Yeah, I did. Or either that was after we did all the repairs. One of the two. I can't remember. Anyway. All right. Well, you can find all these episodes at southgeeknews.com. If you would like to leave us a voicemail, you can go to southgeeknews.com/voicemail. And that's pretty much it. Let's see. What is the email address? I think it's podcast@southgeeknews.com. Or you can actually email southgeeknews@gmail.com. It's the same one. It goes to the same place.
If you want our opinion on something, have at it.
Or you want to give us your opinion or tell us we suck or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Something.
Communicate. Yes, we want to hear from you. All right. We're out of here. Until next time. Bye. This has been a production of Tifton Media Works. Check out all our podcasts by visiting tiftonmediaworks.com.